good afternoon, everybody. Frank Menard here. Hey, just wanted to give you guys a little bit of different scenery this week. So this week, actually this morning, I gave a presentation at my Toastmasters group about two stories that I've heard over the years that have really had an impact on my life. And maybe by sharing them with you, it'll have an impact on yours as well. So the first story is Acres of Diamonds. So Acres of Diamonds is a story about a farmer who actually owned a pretty large plantation or farm in South Africa. And during his day in South Africa, there apparently was a pretty big diamond boom. So diamonds were being found all over the continent. And so this farmer decided that he wanted to give up his life on the farm to search out riches in diamonds. So he actually sold his entire farm and started traveling all over the continent looking in search of diamonds. Unfortunately, a few years later, it's told that he jumped off a cliff into a river in a state of despondency. You know, he did not find the diamonds. He'd given away everything he owned, and unfortunately, he took his own life. The backstory, however, the person who bought the farm actually was walking over the farmland through the creeks and happened to find a very, very large stone in one of the creeks. It was beautiful, had all kinds of different colors. And so he picked it up and he brought it inside the home and stuck it up on the fireplace mantle. Well, a few weeks later, a friend of his, an engineer friend of his, was visiting for dinner. And he happened to see the large stone on the fireplace mantle. And when he picked it up, he hefted it and he was in awe. He had never seen something as big as this because, in fact, that stone was a diamond in the rough. He asked the farmer if he knew what he had found. And he said, no, it just was a nice stone. I just like the way it looked. Well, as it turns out, that farm that the first farmer sold to go out in search of diamonds turned into the largest diamond field in South Africa, actually in the world. So the farmer gave up the farm in search of diamonds when the diamonds were already on his property already. That's an interesting story. But you know what? The other story that's had impact on me is 3 Feet from Gold. So 3 Feet from Gold is a book. Actually, it was written by Napoleon Hill, and it talks about a gentleman from the East Coast who wanted to take advantage of the gold rush. And so he went out west. I think actually he was in Colorado and started mining for gold. Well, he actually came across some gold. And so he quickly covered up his claim and went back to the East Coast to get some family and friends to invest in an opportunity so he could buy the equipment to be able to mine this gold. So that they did. They invested, and he went back out west with his uncle, and they actually started mining the gold. Well, everything was going great. They were finding all kinds of gold. In fact, when they had the gold tested, it was one of the purest finds that had been found to that date. Unfortunately, just as they were getting ready to be able to pay off all the equipment and finally start to make a profit, they actually lost the vein. And no matter how hard they tried, they just couldn't find the vein. And so they sold all the equipment for pennies on the dollar to a local junk guy and went back east, considering themselves a failure. Now, the junk guy actually called in an engineer, somebody who was really familiar with the fault lines in Colorado. And what they found was the fault line had shifted, and the actual vein that they were mining was only 3 feet away from where the original prospectors gave up. So when I think about those two stories, how often do we go somewhere else? The grass is greener on the other side. How often do we go in a different direction, maybe chasing a shiny object, rather than simply investigating what we already have, being grateful for what we already have, looking at the talents and skills that we already have so that we can be successful at whatever endeavor we decide to go after? So don't be like the first farmer who sold the largest diamond mine in South America, or the prospector who walked away 3 feet from one of the largest gold mines found in Colorado history. Two stories. Think about those stories when you're thinking about making a change or making a move. maybe you should just persist. Look at your talents or seek professional assistance to help you take advantage of the talents that you already have. Hey, thank you so much for listening today, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the the nice scenery. It's a beautiful day in Southwest Florida. I just thought I'd get out of my office and into the yard. So have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed this message. By the way, if you'd like this, please give me a like, share it with somebody who might have some need for my message, and of course, always subscribe for future videos. Thank you so much. Hope you have a great day. Bye now.